I'm so freaking tired right now. I don't feel like doing nothing. I feel like if I get some sleep and I wake up, I'm gonna feel a lot better. Of course I am. I'm supposed to be asleep right now, but I'm not. I went to Sheets and I'm still here. Now I got to find a whole nother type of job. And I'm literally tired of switching jobs and getting off of jobs and being mistreated on jobs and things like that. I do not want to keep on doing that. It sucks. It sucks. But I'm not going to dwell on the bad part because there's always a bright side to the storm. And I'm in a great city that has tons and tons of jobs. The resources out here in Greensboro are tremendously outstanding, like really. However, it's like whenever I go in certain restaurants, I see a group of individuals who I categorize as probably like too playful, maybe too hood-like and too street, or maybe too ghetto, or maybe too unprofessional. I don't know. Um, I went to Winston. I left Chapel Hill, and I went to Winston Salem. And when I got off the bus, it just looked at so dirty. Winston Salem looked at really, really dirty. Um, Maybe because it was just raining that day, and I got off at the bus terminal, and then I went over to the Bethesda Center, which is the men and women shelter, and I tried to do an intake over there because I literally just came. I didn't have any place to go, so I'm not going on the street. I need to find shelter. So I went there, and they said, well, we're not doing any intakes right now, but I can set you up an appointment, and I can send you over to downtown area to the overflow. And once she gave me that, I was headed towards that way, and then I just gave up, and I was like, I went to this pawn store. I bought a suitcase, and the suitcase was like big enough to fit all my stuff in. Then I got impatient. I was like, okay, Chris, you're gonna be rolling this big suitcase around all day. And then I saw this bicycle, and I said, oh gosh, it's only like $89. So I already purchased a suitcase, and now I wanted to trade it back in because I spent literally $40 on a big suitcase, and I could have just went and bought a bicycle and just so I ended up downsizing, I didn't throw anything away. I gave it to somebody. I said, here you go, sir. Would you like a suitcase, the sleeping bag in there and everything? I let him have it. I said, I'll get me another one, but I just had a problem with just being still too long, knowing that I needed to be on the move and on the go. I'm so used to being at work. I need to be working every day. So, Winston-Salem has jobs too, but Winston-Salem I just didn't even give it a chance. I was on a bicycle. I was impatient, didn't want to sit up there and wait for the bus. Now if I would have had an intake that day, then I would have been patient. But I didn't get an intake, so I was just very impatient. I needed to be moving fast, and just standing there still was not going to make anything better. I needed to be moving, so I went to the pawn store. I purchased a bicycle. The guy let me get the bike and the helmet for almost half price, but not really. He didn't charge me full price for the bicycle, so yeah. Went and purchased myself a backpack, and that was pretty much it out of that pawn store. But I gave the suitcase away to this employee guy that was working at the bus terminal, and I said, "It's everything in the bag you can keep. I don't want it." I wasn't gonna drag all that stuff with me. I didn't feel like dragging nothing. I literally just came out of town, and then when I got to Winston-Salem, I was terrified. Some of those people were really looking at me like, "Who is this guy walking around?" and things like that, and they were just staring me down, and I didn't feel safe in Winston-Salem. Um, some people I actually encountered, I ran into, they were actually pretty cool. They didn't, but that shelter, the Bethesda Center was absolutely terrifying. She was like, "Well, you can go in the day room, chill out for a while. I'll make you a temporary shelter card." And I'm like, "Okay, do you have a microwave in it? I mean, some hot water in there, because I had some oatmeal, and I wanted to make some oatmeal." And then she was like, "Yeah, there's a microwave in there, and you can go in there and put it in." And then they say no. I just changed my mind, walked out the door. I never came back. I don't like shelters. I don't like men's shelters. I don't think I've ever been to a shelter where it was good enough for me to be there because of the environment. Now, I'm not saying that some shelters aren't good, because I'm pretty sure there's a shelter out there that is pretty legit, and there's some rules and regulations there, and the staff members are pretty good. But every shelter I done went to, the staff members were horrible. They were ghetto acting. They did not act professional. It was just absolutely horrible. The first shelter I've ever been to ever in my life was Open Door Ministries in High Point. I told you that one was horrible. No paid security officer, no janitor services, no surveillance camera. That is dangerous. Anyone can walk off the street and walk up in there. Okay, then you got well, now they got surveillance cameras, but they're still horrible. They don't have security. They don't check your bags. Anyone can still walk off from the street and go in there while you're asleep. Like, it's like that. The Weaver House in Greensboro is trashy and absolutely horrible. They do have surveillance cameras and security, but there's I was going to say at least 80% of the staff members are horrible. I'm sorry I had to put it like that. Chapel Hill was Chapel Hill really done it for me. You would think that Chapel Hill, because it's filled with college students, and it's a very small, peaceful place where everyone is friendly, the hospitality is like 100%. The shelter, okay, the city of Chapel Hill is not even meant, it's not even like, it has no place for the homeless people there. So, or should I say, the homeless people have no place for Chapel Hill. Durham may, but Durham has a very, very high crime rate at their shelter, called the rescue mission, and people are getting killed on the outside of that shelter and stabbed and all type of stuff. I wouldn't dare take myself over there. No, gosh no. I wanted a safe place, so I'm like, forget it. I'll just go find me, and luckily when I started working at McDonald's, my manager was nice enough to have her boyfriend purchase me a tent and a sleeping bag, because I said I literally sleep outside in a tent, take my showers every morning at the community center for free, and then go to work. And I did it every single day because I didn't feel safe in that facility. I just didn't. And then after I came home from work, when I got off of work, I would go to the library. And some days I'll just go to the community center, take another shower, then go to the library, stuff like that, just to occupy myself, get on the computer and stuff like that. I mean, Chapel Hill was really nice, so I mean, the shelter is just not even a suitable place for it. It's just not. So God, I'm like really done with shelters, and this is my thing. The reason why I started my GoFundMe account, um, the whole campaign for myself, is because of vehicle. If I had a vehicle, I would literally be sleeping inside of my car, and while I'm working, going to take my showers at a YMCA for free. You're allowed to do that. Go to the community center. You're allowed to do that. And as long as you know how to utilize your resources, it's really not that hard, especially in Greensboro. If you're in a bigger city, you got to use your resources. But I'm literally done. Doing all that. I miss my place. I need my place back, and um, I could have set my GoFundMe page for me to get a place, but that had just been um, a little bit out the way because by having a car, I will be close enough to housing a lot more faster than if I was to actually try to save up for that, because then you have to worry about keeping a job, which, because of circumstances happen and people get terminated um, and things like that, and people have to leave a job because of things aren't being resolved, so it's kind of like unsafe and things like that. The point is according to the type of person that you are. You might be the type that put up with it. You may be the type that, if you don't get off the job and leave right now, and hopefully you have some money saved to the side for you to make this move. But it's not a good thing to keep switching jobs and leaving. Like, I've been known this. This is what I was saying, but it's actually it has actually happened. So that's why I want to be on the safe side. So if anything does happen and I have to leave a job because of an emergency due to discrimination or unfairly treated and nothing's being resolved and I don't feel comfortable there, because I never leave a job. But if it's something really serious that, it's like, okay, are you going to ignore this? I can't ignore it. I can ignore it, but I mean, it's only going to get dangerous once, you see that a very well worked employer is having to deal with some things that's not being accounted for through chastisement. So just in case something does happen and someone was to at least like fire me or end my assignment or terminate me, I would literally just be like, okay, I'm gone. Go in my car. I got someplace to sleep. You see, it's not outside of the tent. It's in my car. And whenever I'm ready to go to the next job, I get in my car and go to the next job. Boom. It's that easy. You see, that's the good benefit of having a vehicle. So I could have started my GoFundMe page to raise money for a place, but you have to think outside of the box and inside of the box, and you need to think for yourself and also be wise enough for the choices that you make, because here it is. As soon as something happens at work and it's an emergency, you have rent due, are you going to get on that bus and go all the way around the world? It could be raining bad or anything like that, or snowing or anything like that. You need a vehicle, okay? Now, if you're in the city, like New York and stuff like that, okay, I can see you. But if you're down south, you need a vehicle. You literally, if not everywhere. So I will not consider myself, doing the wrong thing by utilizing that account for that, because that is a great benefit. I have my driver's license. I've never got a wreck, or I've never had anything on my driver's record. It's so clean, and I don't see why not utilize this blessing to help benefit where situations need to be aided. So I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. So far I've gotten $110 donated to my account, and I'm like really like I'm blown away about the results because years ago I made a GoFundMe page, an account, a campaign for myself, um, while I was working at the Salvation Army or after the Salvation Army. I was actually a bell ringer. It was like it was like 5 years ago. But my major was mass communications and journalism. And I thought that would be a very great way for me to pay to get to the Carolina School of Broadcasting, which is down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they offer financial aid, events like that. But then I ended up figuring out that there was a catch to it. And, well, the catch was that I had literally taken out enough loans, student loans, and I didn't want to take out any more. And I was actually up for owing, schools. So just like any other person that leaves college, things like that. Um, Situations hit in your family and things like that, and you try your hardest to get around it and still be responsible and maintain things like that. So, um, this will be literally my first car ever. So, um, luckily, I know how to drive, and luckily, I know how to be safe. And this would literally be one of the greatest gifts I've ever received because they always say you don't know freedom. You haven't really experienced freedom is when you are driving. Even though we can experience freedom without driving, but I do understand what they mean by that, and that's something that I really feel like um, that something that I need to work on. So, I mean, other than that, you know what my Facebook page is. You know where my Twitter account is and my Instagram. Um, Literally, if you go to Facebook, type up Christopher Williams and also put a high point on the side. Put a space, put Christopher space Williams space high point. Or you can put um, Christopher Williams DC, all lowercase, all together, and you should be able to see me. Um, it says the current city is Chapel Hill, and then it has that I went to school in High Point, my hometown, Washington, D.C., and that's pretty much it. My Twitter account is Christopher WDC7, and my Instagram is, I believe it's, you should see it. Once you get on my Facebook page, you see my Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't do a lot of the other stuff that much because I feel like it's like kiddie-ish, it's childish. I already think TikTok is childish, so. But yeah, so that's just the update, you guys. I just wanted to update you all with something so you won't be left hanging. I need to get some rest right now, and I'm not sure what time it is. I'm pretty sure it's like way. Oh, it's only like 10:32. I'm scared to get some more coffee because I might still be up all night. I need to get some sleep. Tomorrow is Saturday. Now I gotta figure out where I'm gonna go eat and things like that. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go eat at. I mean, I have some money saved for what I'm doing now, but I kind of want to, limit my spending there and focus on utilizing resources within the community that provide things like that so that I can save, knowing the situation that I'm actually in. That'll just be the wisest thing to do right now. And then I have a bicycle that'll help me get around until then. so I should be fine. I'm not really so heavy about catching the bus because I mean it's only $1.50, but it's $1.50 in that add up. So you gotta be wise. Gotta be wise. I'm still at Sheets, by the way. It's really cold outside. Um, I'm done with those bucket of fries. It was a whole bucket of fries. I showed you. I'm done with them. It's dark outside. I'll show you how dark it is. It's pitch dark out there. That's about it, you guys. And I'm watching the news, Spectrum News. At Sheets on, I think it's Spring Garden. The Sheets on Spring Garden. I don't think I want anything else to eat because I feel like I'm gonna be up all night. I don't need to do that. I need to get some sleep. We're not having a Janet Jackson moment. We ain't gonna get no sleep. I'm silly. Okay, but no, seriously, I'm just really like, I need to get some sleep. So I'm about to go, you guys. Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing. That's it. So I see you guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. You might look at this video tomorrow or something like that, whatever you do. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Good night.